process and how it went that you landed here? What made this the right spot for you and how it came together?
Yeah, actually, funnily enough, now I was talking to them last year a little bit too, and a big part of my decision last year, may or may know, with my son being on the spectrum, and we'd always known a school in Orlando, the reviews about it. I never knew if it was actually going to be good or not, but not saying the basketball side in Orlando wasn't great, but the big part was my family and Jacob and what he needs, and it ended up being the right decision because he loves the school he's at. So we did make the right decision. We're going to be Orlando natives for a long time, I think now, with what he enjoys there and my other kids. But then, this year just the opportunity obviously came up again, and being a part of a team that did what they did last year, and obviously watching from afar and having some people on the inside with Mike and Rudy and guys that Del Demps, who was in Utah with me. I've known Tim for a little while. Just a pretty cool opportunity, and obviously it dating back to the year before as well, where there was some interest. So it wasn't just a pop-up thing that randomly happened. And really excited to be here now, and obviously be a part of this group going forward, and hoping to do some good things with them.
The way that your vast experience with Rudy, just what do you think works so well with your pairing comfort level, and what do you have figured out about him to be able to come in here and just...
Has anyone figured anything about him?
We're still working on it, 3 years in. So.
I had 8 years with him, and kind of 6 of them we played pretty big minutes together for a while. So I wouldn't know the number, but a lot of pick and rolls. I think us both over those 6, 7, 8 years, just understanding each other of what works for us both. Obviously, what I wanted to do, and obviously for me, it was trying to figure out how to get him the ball the easiest way. And that was a big part of it. And obviously, then Mike coming in late and helping us both. It'd be fun to play with him again. I think a lot of those. It's been a couple of years, obviously now since playing with him, but a lot of that stuff becomes kind of natural. I think once we get out there again together, you just automatically go back to some of the things that happened. Obviously, different coach, different system, whole different state. But excited to be back out there with obviously him and Mike, and obviously to play along with Ant and Jaden, all these guys. It's going to be exciting.
Do you feel like your thunder got stolen as like being the big off-season splash?
Me? Yeah. I'm not trying to be any thunder anywhere. I'm more than... I don't even want to do this, to be honest with you. This might be the only time you guys speak to me, so ask away, because I might not do any more media the rest of the year.
What did you like in your few years working with Mike, and just like, I don't know, excitement level, maybe just getting to play with him again?
Yeah, I think obviously the experience, but I think one thing, especially when he came into that Utah team of what we needed, just that like calming presence. I think throughout the season, the ups and downs and the good and the bad that comes throughout a season, and to have someone that looks the same and acts the same and personality is the same, whether you're up or down or winning or losing. And I think for our group at the time in Utah, it was big with a younger group that was trying to kind of figure out what we were doing and how good we could be. And our kids were in the same school, so obviously that part of it, just having the family connection as well. And I saw Miles yesterday, and just those the little parts of it as well. He's a great guy, and my only goal this year is to get him teed up for the first time. So I'm going to make sure every referee knows, and that's literally my biggest goal this year.
Joe, in your time in Utah with Rudy, you guys made a change at kind of power forward midway through that journey of your 8 years there. Obviously, this team's making a change at the 4 as well. What elements do you think are important to have in the big that plays next to Rudy? What did you learn about that in your time in Utah?
It's so obviously a part of that is out of everyone's control. That's up to front office who's here or who's not to a certain extent. We probably transitioned a lot. Obviously, we had Rudy and Ennis to start, I think, or Rudy and Fave to start. And then we kind of went a bit smaller when Fave was coming off the bench and had Royce and Boyan and that playing the four. So I think the part to me is we made both of them work. Obviously, we didn't win a championship or anything like that, but we made it work. We won a lot of games for a lot of years with different lineups. So I think obviously the coaching staff will be figuring that out as we speak. But yeah, I think obviously for me being back with Rudy and understanding how I can help him. That's like for me it's about the team. It's about winning. I'm too old and over the hill to really be worried about myself at this point. Like I want to win. I want to be with a good group of guys, and I think I've found that here. And it'll be about getting that connection back with Rudy, but with Mike, with Ant, with all these guys, and figuring out for me how I can help them. And obviously at the end of the day, for us to put ourselves in a position to win as many games as possible. But yeah, the lineup stuff is obviously tough. It changes throughout the year. There's injuries. There's all different things. But I'm sure Finch and his staff will be figuring out the best way that we can play.
Say, Joe, I hope you do come back and do some more interviews. You bring a good spirit, man.
I don't know. We'll see what your question is first.
No, simply, you've played on a lot of good teams. You've been a good player on some good teams. When you look at the chemistry of our team now, the team here at Timberwolves, mixture of both veterans and some young players, what do you see in the team? Do you see, as you know, this team can go much further this year? Yeah,
I mean, obviously, part of me coming here was that, like the winning competitive nature that's here, and hearing what guys talk about where they fell short last year, and me already being home and watching these games, and that you can see how bad they want to win. Finch sitting in row 3 trying to coach, and it was a cool atmosphere to watch and be to watch from afar. And obviously they've got Ant who's probably more than likely going to be the face of the league soon, and just a great roster, a great coaching staff. Me and Finch yelled at each other when he was coaching the English national team and I was playing for Australia. We went at each other from the sidelines, which was my only other experience with him, which was a wonderful experience. Just like combining all the things that obviously you see from afar with Rudy and Mike, and obviously getting a chance to play with Ant and these guys, like it's exciting. So, like I said, my goal is to help this team in any way that I can, whether it's playing, sitting on the bench, helping. That role, obviously, being 37 in a couple of days here, the perspective and understanding changes a little bit. For me, it's about winning. It's not about me individually. It's about being in a good, fun situation and winning. And I think this year even more with my family staying in Orlando for the school purpose, being here by myself and really maxing out what I can do to help this team win. If I'm not going to be with my family, I may as well make it worthwhile. And it's a big year. It's an important year for me in that sense of without my family and the sacrifice that my wife and I were willing to put forward to do this. So as serious as that sounds, I am really excited, and it's going to be a fun year.
Good luck with it.
Thank you.
You have a lot of experience, obviously, playing with Rudy, the player, but you also got to know him as a person. What do you think when you hear all the older generation, the retired guys, or some of the people that take kind of shots at him or single him out in terms of his play or just who he is?
I don't really give a shit about what people say, to be honest. I also don't have social media, so I don't see any of it unless you guys tell me. So the other part of it, to me, which I don't think a lot of people know Rudy, personally really know him and see things he does or him being goofy on the court. Everyone's seen him do different things. And the one thing to me that I'll always remember and never forget, and he'll always be a good friend for it, was when everyone knows he's into his weird little crystals and whatever. And when my son was diagnosed with autism, he was a couple of days later was at a a store buying more crystals and doing what he does, and there was this one massive thing that had some type of writing about autism and the connection or whatever it was, and he bought it and gave it to us as a gift at that time when it was pretty rough. And then also we've got twins. Jacob's a twin. He also bought another one for his sister because he didn't want to give one to Jacob and not to Miller. So like the care and the thought, like he's a caring guy. He wants to win. He's a professional. To me, like those things are more important than what people want to say on the outside. Like I think the group, the team that is around him knows what he does and knows what he can do to help our team, and we'll support him in that. And I mean, if he wants to go back and forth with people, that's on him. And you guys can fill me in about that if I ever talk to you again. And yeah, I've got obviously a bit of a special kind of place for him because of the things that we've been through off the court and the support that he's given me and my family through 8 years of being together. So, yeah, really don't give a shit what people say, to be honest. Thank you, Joe. No worries, guys. Thanks.